What is up, guys? What's up? It's Shanny with Healing Elements today for another upload to my YouTube channel and podcast. I hope you guys are doing well out there. It is mid-March 2021, and this podcast and upload today to YouTube is very simple concept, yet myself and others, I think, throughout our lifetimes can easily forget. It is change your mind and change your life. That quite simple phrase, I'll elaborate and explain to you what really enlightens me, and when I'm self-reflecting and reminding myself, one, in a downward spiral or any place in which I need to have a change of perspective, to change my mind in which to move forward. It always helps to put these thoughts together, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of my thoughts and a little bit of a journal entry that I had written actually 1 year ago when all of the COVID shutdowns and everything began to affect all of our lives globally. So change your mind, and for sure, change your life and your atmosphere and that which you can perceive as your reality. Just as the moon becomes full and the waters and the oceans rise, your mind also can evoke a profound change and also consistently go through transition. So it's okay if you find yourself feeling or perceiving or thinking an idea is different than you have previously. And if that is a better place or a worse place, it's okay to, just like the moon becomes full and wanes to a new moon every cycle, every month, right? Our perceptions and our minds can change. And that therefore has an effect, of course, on our external reality and everything within our life. Nothing is permanent, and I love speaking again and again about that on my YouTube channel and with people. Nothing is permanent. The only thing permanent ever is impermanence. Nothing is permanently stable in the field of perception, therefore. So it's always in our toolbox to change the way we perceive things or the way that we think, and therefore change everything like a ripple effect within our lives. Within ourselves, the way that we perceive things, again, is malleable. The truth is none of our perceptions are reliable, i.e., what you put meaning yourself to something now may indeed, as I've spoken about many times, change even tomorrow. Therefore, you have to tell yourself the truth, that none of even your ideas of reality are permanent. They can be reliable at the time to form the ripple effect in your life. However, they are always changeable, right? So the ego mindset, I feel, is one thing that impends us and maybe stifles us, or perhaps creates the cycle in which we forget to change our mindset, to get out of that egotistical way of thinking or self-centered, self-absorbed place in which can create a ripple effect in a different way in which we're changing our life and not for the betterment of our own good. The ego mindset is the one that puts importance on interpretations and permanence of those interpretations. The ego mindset puts importance on status, and it puts importance on categorization, in which in a higher consciousness, in a state of consciousness where love is the foundation, we do not categorize or care about people's status. It is only true love and qualities that we find within their heart and soul, right? We use also the ego mindset to judge or to feel judged as well and feel criticized. So if we change that ego mindset and we reset, we change our way of thinking, our thought process, we change our life. And when we speak of consciousness, of higher consciousness, of pure love and form, that is without form and judgment, it cannot be interpreted, perceived, or categorized, because it simply is. Consciousness is. It contradicts our bodies as a physical person and it contradicts that ego mindset. It changes the way in which we think, and it changes our life. So I feel that whatever you label it as, higher consciousness or being more aware and compassionate as a caregiver on this planet with everyone along on it with you, changes your life in a positive way. And I feel, what is a physical person? A physical person is, in my opinion, but a vessel that can carry beliefs. And we can simply be conditioned in these beliefs, or we can rise above, ascend through ascension to higher consciousness, change our way of thought and the way in which the ego mindset sometimes has brought us to think, or patterns that we've gotten downtrodden in, or in a spiral downward, toward negative thinking or a different way of thinking that is not to our betterment. We can change that thought process, thus changing our life. It's not a thing itself or a concept itself that gives meaning, right? What gives meaning will be determined by the impact that that thing has on you. And so sometimes when we are jaded or go through bad experiences, what we do is, because of the negative impact it has had on us, we give the thing in itself or the idea a negative connotation. However, just like my experiences, perhaps, let's say, a sexual abuse story that I have on YouTube, that experience, it is, of course, nonetheless traumatizing, not to take away from anyone's wounds as a child, either that way or physically or any abuse situation. However, it is not the impact that I want to focus on. I've changed my thought and changed my life. It is actually the thing itself and the experience in which I have been able to change into a positive one, to, change the lives like a ripple effect of my kids by informing them of the situation, by being open about it, being more aware, putting my voice on YouTube, being open and honest and transparent and able to talk about that sort of thing and not looking at it as a negative, knowing because of that experience, because of the things that happened due to that and prior with my mom warning me as a child, truly it can be looked at as a life-changing experience in a positive way rather than negative. No, it's not easy to do, but anything in life can be thought of in a multitude of ways. So you change your thought process and you change your life and how you perceive life and actually who you take yourself to be. It directly affects everything, because if the person you believe yourself to be is a thought process that is negative and comes down to judgments and, status quos, again, those ego mindset, interpretative categories you've put on yourself, your life becomes negative around you as well. Your thoughts lead on to what is surrounding you. And the power of invitation, I feel, is always open to us all to reevaluate. And you do not have to feel as if vulnerability to doing this, vulnerability and being open to this invitation is a knock to your pride and or showing a quality that is not strong within you. No, being vulnerable is actually one of the strongest qualities that someone can exude, because it does take strength to admit when you're wrong or admit that you are vulnerable to certain thoughts and or vulnerable to having a negative connotation or negative reality that you've been living in. So the invitation to reevaluate the way you think and the way, again, in which you can change your life, because change your thoughts, you change your life. The way in which you can reevaluate and have another look at those thoughts and what your perceptions are, what you perceive your experiences to be, and that of the other experiences around you. That, my friends, is something very evolutionary and something that I have to do over and over. So I don't think it's a one-stop process, but if you have come to that conclusion and always are in that place, it's a beautiful thing. If you have to reset 20 times a day and change your thought process in order to change the vibes and your reality in your life, the invitation again is open for you, soul fam, to do so. Because when our consciousness and our loving thoughts and compassionate caregiving, our consciousness is functioning high, soul family, and we believe itself to be the one and true form that we want to express in our daily lives and to those around us, not this conditioned persona of negative thoughts driven by the ego mindset, we naturally become the state of silence and the state of oneness with all. We truly do. We unravel those preconceived notions or, programmed ego mindset thoughts that have had a ripple effect on us in a unpleasant way. Death of the ego is all about changing your thoughts, and changing that mindset and thought process will change your life, guys. So all my love, all my blessings to you now and always. Blessings, love, and light. Appreciation to all you guys for taking another listen or look at my YouTube or podcast with Healing Elements.